Prince William rolls up his sleeves and get his hands dirty. One eye-opening visit while exploring how vulnerable environments are threatened by continued forestation. The Prince of Wales remained optimistic about the continued efforts of dedicated locals. Prince William took a boat tour of Brazil's protected mangroves to view efforts at protecting environments wrecked by deforestation. On the second day of his tour of the country, William toured the Guapimarum mangroves, a preserved and protected area of natural beauty in the northeast of Brazil's picturesque Guanabara Bay. Vital for biodiversity, it is the only remaining mangrove area in the bay and has been replanted following deforestation. The Prince of Wales then rolled up his sleeves and grabbed a spade to help with tree planting operations in the area, saying, "Next time I come, this will all be mangroves." Arriving on the island of Paqueta in a Brazilian Navy speedboat, William, 43, stepped out to greet islanders and dignitaries who had gathered by the ferry dock. After speaking to people on the tiny island, which is home to only 5,000 people, William boarded a green speedboat to visit the Guapimarum Mangrove Conservation Area. On the way, he stopped to speak to local fishermen who use nets stretched across wooden canoes to catch fish. Standing at the front of his speedboat, he spoke to the fishermen about their work and was shown a model of Acurel, the traditional trap used to catch the fish. The area contains 1,500 curl. Managed by the Chico Mendes Institute for Biodiversity Conservation, the area is cleaned and protected by local communities, including a 10-strong team of mangrove guardians from Paqueta. Visitors can take eco-tours, often by boat, to see the dolphins and learn about restoration projects taking place in the area. Thousands of mangroves, growing up to 4 meters tall, have been planted in an area previously devastated by deforestation. Stooping down to plant the first of 3 mangrove trees, William asked, "How quickly will this guy take to get to here?" He said, holding his hand up to 1 meter high, and W is told they grow pretty quickly. William said, "Look after it. I hope it grows well." He then crouched down to another sapling, asking, "Is this going in here? Can I help? Is that enough mud? It's amazing that they live in such water." Before getting into the boat, he declined a hand wipe and washed his hands in the Casaribu River where the mangroves grow. As his boat clashed with a media boat, he joked, "Could we be any closer?" Before leaving, he said, "Obrigado, thank you, I hope they grow well. Next time I come, this will all be mangroves." The trees were planted by cooperatives including the government's National Institute of ICM Bio and nonprofit organization Instituto Mar Urbanuver 4 years at the rear of the Guanabara Bay. The conservation work, underway since 2022, has been so successful that researchers have found the area has seen the return of different species including birds, yucca crabs, chamamare crabs, spiders and butterfliaces. The ecosystem shows signs of regeneration. Rodrigo Toledo, mayor of Paqueta and surrounding islands, said, "Paqueta is an area totally dedicated to environmental protection. And we know that Prince William has dedicated his life to this agenda, to the protection of nature, so it is very important for him to come here. We even have a project here on the islands called the Guardians of the Mangroves, a team hired by the municipality made up of local residents to work on the mangroves, preserving them and providing all the necessary care. The Guardians, 10 full-time employees, pick plastic bottles and other litter from the mangroves and plant saplings." Eugenia Maria dos Santos, 60, one of the Guardians who helped William plant the new trees, said it was a privilege to host the prince. "The most important thing for me is his humility. Money doesn't buy happiness. So many people think they are better than others, but the prince has come here and used his own hands to plant the mangroves. It brings great happiness to the Brazilian people." Janaina Alves, 46, a mangrove conservation worker who met the prince, said that she was not familiar with the conservation work of the prince and the king. She added, "I was very nervous because I've never met a prince before. But it was a unique opportunity for him to see what Wedo." Ana Paula Prates, Director of Oceans and Coastal Management at the Brazilian Ministry of Environment, joined William in the mangroves, traveling on a separate boat. She said that the mangroves were just as important as tropical forest, for conservation efforts because 1 hectare mangroves absorbs 5 times as much carbon as 1 hectare of rainforest. She acknowledged, however, that after years of environmental mismanagement the Brazilian government had a challenge ahead, but she said that it was determined to turn the key.